So welcome to the 110th Healthcare Workers and Integrative Professionals Group. And our topic today is arranging your life so it works best for you. And just noticing what's in you and perhaps even what's around you today. If you're listening to the meditation in the future or today gathering for the live group. Today we're talking about shifting our nervous system and our own personal vibration to one of curiosity, connection, collaboration, healing, peace, and basically freedom. So the opposite of a contraction or a burnout state. So I'll guide you just briefly. This is intended to be about a 5 or 7 minute meditation that you can do in the future. And we'll start by directing attention inward and sensing. And the purpose of this part of the meditation is to sense any needs that you might have. Sometimes those needs are simple and physical for nutrition, water, being hungry, dehydrated, needing to have a drink of water, go to the bathroom. And some of these needs are sometimes overridden in our day-to-day work. But this sensing of our needs is also at a deeper level. So that's where we will start. And we'll go through a brief process. So allowing your eyes and your gaze to lower, or perhaps your eyes to close. Allowing yourself to breathe without controlling your breath. And finding some alignment in your body so that you can be in a receptive state. And notice if you're doing one other thing at the same time, or two other things, or three other things, or four other things, and seeing if you can just do this for 5 minutes. Can I enter into a few moments of silence and space in myself today? Breathing and allowing any needs to surface. They can be physical, but perhaps they can be emotional, spiritual, mental. Giving yourself a moment to sense those. You can first survey right now if it's anything that you need, but also allow anything in your life at this time, at this phase for you to surface. What do I need? And as you continue to listen, and perhaps you'll continue to listen throughout the rest of your day or evening, introducing two other phases for this meditation. First is acceptance. Perhaps there's a need and a desire to change something, to do something differently yourself, to receive something different, have things be different. Seeing to what extent you can just be with things and yourself now. As you do so, and just see whether or not you can just practice before you strategize and problem solve and think, seeing if you can be present and just get to know some of these. Anything coming up could be a need. And also introducing the attitude of forgiveness. If there's anything that you could be or do differently, and perhaps have not started being or doing differently yet, seeing if you can open to an attitude of forgiveness in this moment, seeing if you can practice it actively internally. What does that look like? It can look like just letting yourself breathe and not doing anything. It could be mirrored as a state where you might put your hand on your heart as you're experiencing or having any internal process, just placing your hand on your heart. Another way to experience forgiveness is to soften. Soften your gaze, soften your voice, soften your belly, soften any stiffness you have in how you hold your head so that there can be some micro movements. And then choosing your own version of how you might accept, soften, and forgive yourself and this world for being just as it is, as you are. And to whatever extent you are able to accept and be with what it is you might be noticing, let's just ask the universe, the source, the intelligence of this world and this cosmos, asking for that acceptance and that softening to be shown us, given us, for us to receive it as much as possible, and almost to feel like it can come in, almost from the outside. So let's ask for that, and let's ask for 100%, 100% softening and being with things as they are, so that if and when at some point we chose to have a strategy or to do something or to ask ourselves to change, that we would do it from a place of peace and acceptance. So let's take 3 breaths to begin to transition out of the meditation. And as you begin to deepen your breath, notice your posture. Also, taking a second deep breath, looking over to your left and also looking to your right, noticing if you have any sense of tunnel vision today, just softening the gaze, but also opening up the visual fields out of a sympathetic state into a parasympathetic state. And if you want to raise your hands overhead, see if you spontaneously yawn, because that could often happen just because you raise your hands overhead. And a yawn is a great way to shift into softness and parasympathetic, which we need. We need love. We need more peace. We need more support, more connection, more humanness, less stressful things, less ways that we stress ourselves. So if you haven't taken that final breath, just take that extra breath together. And letting it out. So if you choose to listen to this meditation in the future, you can also pause at the needs assessment, at the needs question and inquiry, and you can allow yourself more time to check in with yourself and to not do anything else, but just to listen. Thanks for joining today.